Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to study what is colorability. So using colorability, we can color a graph. The main application of colorability is we can see while coloring the maps. So while coloring the maps, we have noticed that no two adjacent areas are colored in same colors. So to differentiate the areas, each areas are colored in different colors. That can be done using proper coloring. So very first thing is we are going to study proper coloring. So when we color a graph, no two adjacent vertices has a same color. In such a way, if we color a graph, then that graph is known as proper colored graph. For example, if I consider a simple graph, I have 4 vertices. This is our graph. So say this is A, B, C, D. So this is our graph. A is adjacent to C or C is adjacent to A, B is also adjacent to A. So when we color this graph, whatever color the vertex of A is having should not be the same color for C and B. For example, if I color a vertex using blue color, B and C should not be in blue color. So I will use some other colors, say black and red. C is adjacent to A, B is also adjacent to A. Therefore, the color blue should not be colored in C and B. So, I am using blue and red color. Now, coming to D. D is adjacent to B. Therefore, we cannot use black color here. D is adjacent to C also. Therefore, we should not use red color also. Other than these two colors, we can use any other color. So, I will use again blue itself. So, using 3 colors, we color this graph properly. So, proper coloring of a graph is, for a vertex, we have to assign colors such that no two adjacent vertices share a common color. It is also known as vertex proper coloring. Also, in this graph, I have used color blue, red, black. I can color this graph using orange also. Then also this graph is properly colored. Blue, black, red, orange. Then also each vertex is having different colors. Still it is properly colored. So in many ways we can color the graph in proper way. But when we use orange color, number of colors will be 4. If I use blue itself, number of colors I have used is 3. The smallest number of colors in any proper coloring of a graph. See here, 4 is higher than 3. So the smallest number of colors or least number of colors in any proper coloring of a graph is known as chromatic number. Chromatic number of a graph, and it is denoted by chi of G. See, using 4 colors we can color this graph properly. Using 3 colors also we can color the graph properly. Using 2 colors we cannot color this graph properly. Therefore, for this graph the chromatic number is 2. If it is possible to color any graphs or color the vertex of any graph from a set of k colors, we are having k number of colors. Using k colors, if we color the graph, then it is known as k chromatic, and every k coloring of G is a minimum coloring of G. K chromatic graph means using k number of colors, we can color the graph properly. Using k minus 1 number of colors, we cannot color the graph properly. For example, if we are having 5 chromatic graph, it means using 5 colors, we can color the graph properly. Using 4 colors, we cannot color the graph properly. So k chromatic graph means from the set of k colors, a graph can be colored properly, but using k minus 1 number of colors, we cannot color the graph properly. For example, consider a graph. These all are vertex. So, this vertex is adjacent to this, this, and this and this. Suppose if I color this with blue. I am coloring this color with blue. I can color this with red. This is blue. This is adjacent to this. I am coloring it as red. This is blue. I am coloring this also with red. If I color this with red, these two vertex will be adjacent. Therefore, I will color this with red. Again, if I color this with blue, these two will be adjacent. So, I will use some other colors. So, let it be black. This is black. Now, this four are not adjacent to each other. This I will color as black. Now, this also not adjacent to each other. This one, either I can use blue color because it is adjacent to red colors, or black color. So, here also I am using 3 colors. This is least number of coloring. So, this is 3 chromatic graph. Again, here I can use green also. Then, this will become 4. I can use this as green, this as yellow. Then, it will become 5 coloring graph. But, it is not 5 chromatic graph. So, this is 3 chromatic graph. We'll study some properties of colorable graph. First one, if it is k chromatic graph, then the graph chromatic number chi of G should be k. It is, if the graph is k chromatic, then chi of G is k. It means using k number of colors, we can color the graph properly. Obviously, least number of colors required to color the graph is k itself. So, also chromatic number of a graph should be less than or equal to the number of vertex in a graph. See, for this graph, we are having 4 vertices. If we can use to color the graph, maximum number of colors we can take is 4 itself. We cannot take more than 4. Therefore, chromatic number of a graph should be less than or equal to the number of vertices in a graph. Suppose if we consider triangle. If we consider triangle, this is our triangle. A is adjacent, I'll write here itself. We are considering a triangle. In this, A is adjacent to C, B is also adjacent to C. So, whatever colors A and B has used cannot use to C. Suppose if I take A as blue, I cannot take blue color to B. I cannot take blue color to C. So, obviously I should take some other color than blue. So, I will take it as red. Since C is adjacent to blue color and red color, obviously it should not be red color. I will take it as black color. So in this way, always triangle triangular needs 3 colors to color it. So if we consider a triangle, then chromatic number of that graph is 3, or it should be 3. And if we consider complete graph, so complete graph means the number of each vertex is connected to or adjacent to all other vertices. Each vertex is adjacent to all other vertices. So for example, if this is not a complete graph, if I add line to this, it will become a complete graph, right? So triangle is also a complete graph. So consider triangle itself. A is adjacent to B and C. C is adjacent to A and B. B is adjacent to A and C. This is complete graph. For a complete graph, the chromatic number should be the total number of vertices. So complete graph is denoted by Kn with n number of vertices. The chromatic number of complete graph is n itself. This is K3. Therefore, the chromatic number is also 3. Suppose if I consider some other example. A is connected to C, A is connected to B, A is connected to D. B is connected to A, B is connected to D, B is connected to C. Now C is connected to all other vertices, D is also connected to all other vertices. 4 vertices and each of degree 3. So I'll take this as blue color and this as red color. Since it is adjacent to A, I cannot take blue color here. Then I'll take this as black color and this is adjacent to blue and red. And I will take this as orange. Since this vertex is adjacent to A, this vertex is adjacent to C, this vertex is adjacent to B. So I cannot take blue or black or red, so I am taking orange color. So here it is having 4 vertex, K of 4, therefore chi of K4 is 4 itself. So for complete graph with n vertices, the chromatic number is K itself. If some subgraph requires K colors, this is subgraph. If I consider subgraph of this A, B, C, this is subgraph of this graph. This graph itself subgraph of this. So whenever I consider subgraph and if its chromatic number is n, obviously the chromatic number of the graph should be greater than or equal to 3. See here it is requires 3 colors, but here it requires 4 color. Therefore, if some subgraph requires 4 color, or 5 color, then the chromatic number of the main graph requires more than that number of colors or may be equal to that number of colors. In this case, it is greater than chromatic number of subgraph. Next one, if degree of V is k, then at most k colors are required to color the vertices. At most. See here degree is 3 for A and adjacent vertices require 3 more colors. Right? Here degree is 3 and its adjacent vertices requires 3 colors at most. But in this case, its degree is 5. Degree of this vertex, say the degree of vertex is B, but to color the adjacent vertices, we doesn't require 5. We have used only 3 colors here. So, degree of a vertex, if degree of a vertex is k, to color the adjacent vertices, it requires maximum k colors. It will not require more than k colors, or some cases it may be less than k colors also. Now, last property. Whenever a graph is two colorable means using only 2 colors, we can color the graph properly. So, whenever a graph is two colorable, it is bipartite. Bipartite means we can split the vertex. Bipartite means we can split the number of vertices of graph G into 2 sets V1 and V2 such that every V1 is connected to V2 or every V2 is connected to V1 and the vertices in V1 is not connected to each other. Similarly, vertices in V2 is not connected to each other. So, if it is two colorable, first color vertex is not adjacent to second color vertex. Therefore, all the first color vertices we can take it as one group V1. All the second color vertices we can take into 2 groups. Second group V2. So, whenever graph is two colorable, G is bipartite. If G is bipartite means if we can divide the number of vertices into 2 groups, every cycle of G has even length because V1 means see, if I start from here, I have to go this way because and again I have to go to this way and this way. To come back here, I have to use every lines twice. So if I wanted to come back here, then only it is a cycle. So I will travel here, travel here, travel here, travel here, travel here, travel here. If it is not connected, if this is the graph, if I consider a cycle, I have to travel like this, like this, like this. I have to go back again. So, it will be having even number of length because it have to come from one group to other group. Again second group to first group. Then only it will come back to first set. Similarly, it is coming to second set and going back to first set. So, again it is even. Then again going back to second set, then only first set. So, again even. So, whenever we will consider, it will go back to second set and first set to and fro. Therefore, every cycle if we consider, It should be having even length. Then we are going to study what is independent set. So, a set of vertices is said to be independent if no two vertices are adjacent in a graph. If I consider a graph say G, if this is our graph, consider a set S. I'll take A, B is adjacent, G is adjacent. So I'll take it as F. So S is independent set. I'll consider some other example. If I take S, A, B is adjacent, G is adjacent. So I'll take it as C. C is adjacent to D. C is adjacent to E also. So I'll not take this 2. I will take it as F. So another example, if I consider B, A is adjacent to B, C is also adjacent to B, so I'll take G. F is adjacent to G, I'll take D. So in this way we can write number of sets. So such sets we call it as independent set. So in an independent set, no two vertices of S are adjacent to each other. Now we are going to study what is maximum independent set. See, here we are having 2 vertices, here we are having 3 vertices, here again we are having 3 vertices. So the number of vertices in independent set is n. We can write n number of ways. It is an independent set with maximum cardinality. Here maximum cardinality is 3. With 4 vertex we cannot write independent set. If we check this, if I start with D, C is adjacent to D, E is also adjacent to D. So I will take F. These 2 are adjacent, so I will take A. So again B is adjacent to this. So I cannot write any more vertices in this. Right? So the maximum cardinality of independent set, we call it as maximum independent set, and it is denoted with beta of G. Beta of G is 3 in this case. So last definition in this topic is color class. We are going to study what is color class. Suppose if we have a graph G which is a k chromatic graph. It means using k number of colors only we can color the graph properly. Then it is possible to party or divide V means vertex set of G into k independent set. If it is k chromatic graph, we can divide the vertex set V into k number of sets which is independent. See, if it is 3 colorable graph or 3 chromatic graph, if it is colored with black, blue and red, whatever vertices are colored in black, I will take it as one set. Whatever vertices are colored in blue color, I will take it as another set, and red color vertices as another set. Since adjacent vertices are not sharing the same colors, here we won't be having adjacent vertex. See, for example, in this graph, consider this. In this graph, blue are A and D. Obviously, A and D are not adjacent to each other. C, only one element, only one element. See, in this also, if I name this vertices like this, blue colors are B itself. Red colors are C, D, F. Obviously, C is not adjacent to F, F is not adjacent to D. Black colors are A, E, G. Obviously, A, E, G are not adjacent to each other. So, a G is a K-chromatic graph, then it is possible to divide the vertex set into K independent set. A subset of vertices, divide the vertices means subset of vertices assigned to same color, see here, assigned to same color form a color class. Every such class forms an independent set.